Hey guys, what's up? Save America 1 here, and I'm back bringing you guys some more pro Overwatch news. Today we are going to do the roster analysis for the San Francisco Shock. The San Francisco Shock's roster consists of Baby Bay, Sinatra, Dante, IDDQ, Nami, Super, Nevix, Sleepy, and Doc. So I'm pretty sure that's a 9-man roster if I did my quick maths right. 2, 4, 5, yep, 9-man roster. In the preseason, they were one of 2 teams to play 3 games as the Philadelphia Fusion dropped out, and they went 1-2. They defeated the Florida Mayhem 3-1. Then they lost to the I'm trying to remember, lost to the Los Angeles Valiant 3-2, and then they lost to the London Spitfire 4-0. So anyways, let's go on with this roster and their achievements, their individual achievements. So we'll start with their DPS, and we'll start, I guess, at number 96 or number 66, IDDQD, who is 25 years old. IDDQD is a Swedish hit scan player who is very popular and peaked in skill around late 2016. Despite this, he had a good showing in the preseason and showed that he may not have actually peaked, and he may be getting back to his at least around is how good he was back then. He hasn't played in a while, so people were skeptical if he would. IDDQD has played for Ventus Gaming, Impulse 11, Rogue, Nubris, Fnatic, Energy, and Team Sweden 2016. So with Fnatic, in the Overwatch Atlantic Showdown Gamescom, he finished 3rd through 4th with a 1-3 loss to Reunited. Overwatch Open, he finished 3rd through 4th with a 1-3 loss to Envious. Results with Energy in the Overwatch Rumble April, they finished 13th through 16th, going 0-3 in their group. IDDQD has literally a ton of experience in Overwatch, and maybe in San Francisco is more of a player coach. Although his skills haven't decayed at all, and he could still improve and be a very competent hit scan player. I'm only suggesting that he's there as a player coach because they have the other players such as Baby Bay, Sinatra, Dante, who can all play really good hit scan. So I'm not sure what IDQD is there for, unless it's literally as a player coach. I don't know. So let's move on, I guess. Also, yeah, IDDQD has played in a ton of tier 2 stuff, like aka minors, weeklies, monthlies. So yeah. Anyways, moving on to number 13, Baby Bay. Baby Bay is an American DPS and has been around in the tier 2 scene of Overwatch for a long time. He can very easily carry games and is considered one of the best DPS in North America. Baby Bay has played for the XD, Kungarna, Ghost Gaming, and Splice. So with Ghost Gaming, the Overwatch Winter Premiere, they finished 2nd with a 1-3 loss to Immortals. With Splice, in the Overwatch Rumble April, he finished 7th through 8th with a 1-2 loss to Selfless. With Kungarna, they finished Contender Season 0 and 3rd through 4th with an 0-3 loss to Immortals. In Contender Season 1, they finished 7th with a 2-5 record. Baby Bay is considered by many to be a star, and his team plays like it. As of right now, the team revolves around his amazing mechanical skills and game sense. So if you watch them play without Baby Bay, they'd be lost because he's like the centerpiece and everything. They revolve every game plan around him, it seems. So let's move on to our next DPS player because there's a ton for San Francisco. With number 6, Dante. Dante is 18 years old, and Dante is an American DPS player, and he mostly plays Tracer. His display on Tracer in the preseason was mediocre at best, or mediocre to average at best, and this has kind of been his Tracer play throughout his career. Despite this, he got picked up by San Francisco as a temporary stand-in while Sinatra's out. So Dante has played for Momentary, Denial Esports, and Arc 6. Results with Arc 6, the only major he played in was Contender Season 0, where they finished 9th through 12th, going 2-2-2 in the group. Dante spent most of his career in Tier 2 and has yet to show he is one of the best and can stand tall in the Overwatch League. He still has a chance to shine and he needs to take it. Otherwise, he'll just be sitting back up to Sinatra for a long, long time. Speaking of Sinatra, he's our next player at number 2, Sinatra, who is 17 years old. Sinatra is an American tracer and is considered to be one of the best in the world. He can also flex the Zarya and Genji when needed, and he has a ton of mechanical skill. He is ineligible to play due to his age until March 18th. Sinatra has played for Team of Snow, Weedle Geniuses, Selfless Gaming, Cloud9 EU, and Team USA 2017. So, with Selfless in the Overwatch Pit Championship NA, they finished 3rd with a 1-3 loss to Team Liquid. Overwatch Rumble April, they finished 3rd with a 1-2 loss to Envious. Overwatch Contender Season 0, they finished 13th through 16th, going 1-0-5 in their group. With Team USA in the 27 World Cup, they finished 5th through 8th with a 2-4 loss to South Korea. Sinatra is a very gifted player in Overwatch, and he can change the landscape when he arrives to the Overwatch League. This will prove if he is truly one of the best in the world. As when he played in the Overwatch World Cup, he kind of got shut down by South Korea's tracer Sabiobli. I know I'm probably butchering that, but he doesn't seem to do well against top-tier tracers. I don't know if he's ever faced off against Effect. I'm trying to remember if Selfless faced Envy during that. I don't think they did. So, and I do consider Effect to be at least a top 3 tracer, and I consider Sabiobli to be a top 5 tracer. So I think Effect is better than Sabiobli. It's just, can Sinatra stand up there too? That's what I'm trying to see. That's what I really want to see. So let's move on to the flex players for San Francisco Shock. And we'll start with number 9, Nevix. Nevix is a Swedish flex player who showed a lot of skill in the preseason. He has had a lot of success in EU and will hopefully transfer that to the Shock. Nevix has played for Eccentric Gaming, Streamers, Arcane Esports, Ventus Gaming, Impulse 11, Graviton Surge, Misfits, and Cloud9 EU. So most of those teams were tier 2 teams or teams that only played in minors and weeklies. So results with Misfits, and I should say again, I only count their majors and premieres. I don't count all their minors, weeklies, monthlies, because that list would take an hour to read. So with Misfits in the ESL Overwatch Atlantic Showdown Gamescom, they finished 5th through 6th with a 1-2 loss to Fnatic. In the Overwatch Open, they finished 1st with a 3-1 win over Envious. DreamHack Winter 2016, they finished 1st with a 3-2 win over Fnatic. Intel Extreme Masters Season 11, I think, 5th through 6th, they lost 0-3 to Lunatic High. Overwatch Pit EU, they finished 4th with an 0-2 loss to Team Dignitas, I don't know. Overwatch Takeover 2, they finished 7th through 8th, going 1-0-2 in their group. In Contender Season 0, they finished 7th through 8th with a 1-3 loss to Rest of Pajamas. With Cloud9 EU, in Contender Season 1, they finished 3rd through 4th, losing 2-3 to Misfits. Nevix has been around the Overwatch scene since 2015, and he has a ton to offer for any team he plays for. The Shock will need as much as they can get of it, as they're generally a young and inexperienced team. And moving right on, speaking of young and inexperienced, their next flex player is number 1, Super, who is 17 years old. Super is an American flex player who has mostly only shown up in 2017. Despite this, he is considered to be one of the top flex players in the world and can benefit San Francisco when he turns 18 on March 28th. Super has played for Bird Noises, Hammers Esports, and Luminosity Gaming Evil. Results with LG Evil on the Overwatch Carbon Series finished 2nd with a 1-3 loss to Immortals. Overwatch Pit Championship NA finished 5th through 6th with a 1-2 loss to Team Liquid. Overwatch Rumble April, they finished 4th with an 0-2 loss to Selfless. In Overwatch Contender Season 0, they finished 7th through 8th with an 0-3 loss to FaZe. Super is an amazing flex player, and despite narrowly missing Contender Season 1, he is an amazing addition to any roster. Okay, moving on to the tanks, they only have one. Number 7, Nami. Nomi is a Mexican tank player who dropped to Tier 2 play in his recent career. Nomi has played for Sodipop, Immortals, Eclipse Gaming, or Eclipse GG, Hard Retweet, and Virtue. So the only Tier 1 team he really played with is Immortals, and with Immortals, in the Overwatch Winter Premiere, they finished 1st with a 3-1 win over Ghost Gaming. Overwatch Carbon Series, they finished 1st with a 3-1 win over LG Evil. Overwatch Rumble April, they finished 5th through 6th with an 0-2 loss to Selfless. Nomi has had a lot of success with Immortal, but fell to tier 2 when he was replaced as their main tank. For him to succeed in the Overwatch League, he needs to perform how he did when Immortals were at their peak. I'm sorry, suppressing that yawn for the whole time I was reading the tanks. Yeah, Nomi, I don't remember Nomi being a standout tank, but I don't remember him being a bad tank either, so take that for what it is, I guess. For their supports, number 10 is Doc. Doc is 28 years old, and he's a Spanish support player, and in the terms of esports, he is pretty old. He can bring a lot of experience to the team and will most likely act as a captain, if not one of their captains. Doc has played for Humble Brag, Fine I'll Go McCree, Selfless Gaming, and Team Spain 2017. Wow, I spelled Spain wrong right there. I almost said it wrong. Result is Selfless. In the Overwatch Pit Championship NA, they finished 3rd, 1-3 loss to Team Liquid. Overwatch Rumble, April, they finished 3rd with a 1-2 loss to Envious. Overwatch Contenders Season 0, they finished 13th through 16th, going 1-0-5 in the group. Results for Team Spain, in the 2017 World Cup Sydney qualifiers, they finished 3rd through 4th with an 0-3 loss to Sweden. Doc is an exceptional Lucio player and seems to be a great leader for San Francisco. His flex to the Mercy is questionable, but it can improve. Not like we might not need to see it because the Mercy meta seems to be ending before the league starts up. Yeah, Doc's a pretty old player, so I only see him being around the league for 1-2 years before he becomes a coach or assistant coach. Hopefully he can do great things in San Francisco. And on to their last player, number 27, Sleepy. Sleepy is an American flex support who really showed up big at the Overwatch League. He only played in tier 2 and mostly only streamed. He has a lot of room for improvement as well and can become one of the best. Sleepy has played for Congarna, Tempo Storm. I am so sorry. So yeah, he played for Congarna, Tempo Storm, Rodgrod, Medflowed, Hard Retweet, and ELO Guardian. Sleepy has never played in any majors yet. Despite this, he seems to be one of the most exciting supports to watch simply due to his early success. Okay. So the pros for San Francisco's shot. They have a ton of DPS talent. Their cons, they have 1 tank, 2 supports, so they don't have a lot of flexibility there if one of them doesn't work out. San Francisco is a dark horse since they can easily hit a great high due to how successful their play is early on. They're borderline bottom tier on my list due to their unproven talent, due to their unproven talent as a team and due to their exploitable game plan. They try to revolve their entire team around Baby Bay, which worked in one game, but backfired in the other 2, especially against London, a top tier team. London, all they did was shut Baby Bay down. Once they shut Baby Bay down, their entire team was lost. They didn't look like they knew what to do. You can argue this is going to change when Sinatra and Super get in because they're better players, and with Sinatra you'll have 2 threats, but then what do you do with Dante and IDDQD? I would say you keep IDDQD because he's a good backup. I mean, Dante, I don't know why they have Dante. Dante should be on a contenders team showing off that he's good enough to be in the Overwatch League. I don't know why he's already in the Overwatch League. And again, I don't like it when the team only has no mobility in a role, like the tank and healer role. When the player signing phase comes up, they should definitely look into getting an additional tank and an additional healer. Not because these guys are bad by any means, just because they could burn out. Having Nami, Sleepy, and Doc play every single game in the league is not going to help you win. Teams, this is why I also put them in the back. They have a 9-man roster. You'd think they have flexibility, but it's really only flexibility in the DPS role, and it's only because Sinatra and Super are out for the beginning. So, and there is going to be player trading. So, I'm not sure if any team's going to be really looking for a Tracer player, because I think every team signed a Tracer player. But if a team is looking for one, they could trade for Dante, although I don't know how good he's going to end up being. Either way, we'll find out once the league shows up, I guess. Okay, so that'll do it for this episode. So next time, we're going to go over the Boston Uprising. So I'll see you guys then. See ya!